I absolutely loved my time in the original Destiny. Its hype leading to the launch was to the moon, boys. The makers of the best Halo games are putting out an RPG? Okay, hold on. Let them cook. I remember the beta came out. Everybody was grinding the shit out of the Cosmodrome. Get everything maxed. Max Glimmer, max Spin Metal. All because Bungie made a vague statement saying, your progress might carry over. And then it released. And the story was so bad. And there wasn't a raid yet. There was no end game. And there was no content period. So everyone was waiting for the raid to come out. And then it did. So everyone jumped in their jump ships, got to Venus, and then got their ass beat down by a bunch of Minotaurs. Just absolutely just destroyed time after time after time. But then, when you finally got in, the sense of euphoria, being able to go down in the depths of the Volta class. And then you'd go in there and struggle hour after hour. And then you watch all your buddies get good gear out of this thing. But you still haven't got a single drop. Then the final boss comes. Here it is. He goes down. The boss goes down. And then you see an Ingram drop from him. You run up. Then it pops up. Bex. Metal Blast. Oh, those are the feels, boys. Or better yet, remember when the Titan in the group, the one that never uses hand cannons, always like the Soros regime, spray and pray, boys. He's the one that gets the Fatebringer. And he says, I'm just going to dismantle this piece of shit. And then everyone moans and cries about it. So then he decides to keep it. And then it becomes his go-to weapon. By the way, I was that dumbass Titan. Or look at how much spin metal and relic iron is going to take to upgrade the armor you got. You knew what you were in for. Then the next day, you go with your boys, go to the Cosmodrome to get some spin metal. They had the same problems you did. So one of you would research it on YouTube. How to get relic iron the fastest. How to get spin metal real quick. And then you find the video. You watch it through a couple times. You join your buddies on the Cosmodrome. And then you'd show them the route. And then you'd farm and shoot the shit for the next couple hours. When you leave, you got 1,000 spin metal in your pocket. Thank goodness that's over. I'm never coming back to this piece of shit again. Little do you know, the next month you'd have to do it all over again. Because there were so many guns you want to level up. Good times. I loved how inconvenient it was to get a raid going. Or a nightfall. Logging on to LFG. Trying to find a raid. Looking for hours. But every time they find out you don't have a Galahorn, they told you to go fuck yourself. Or when you found a raid and they didn't ask you about it for a Galahorn, and then you find out none of them had Galahorns, and you were up shit creek without a paddle, and you just got ass blasted for the next 6 hours. And then eventually that raid just falls apart. A once in a blue moon experience where the raid is actually competently done. You had like a couple people with Galahorns. It was hard, but it was manageable. And there's like one chill dude in the whole group, and then you become friends. And you still game together to this day, even though you haven't played Destiny 1 in years. Meanwhile, the other 4 are the biggest spurgs, biggest yelling you lunatics you've ever heard in your life, just talking shit the whole game to their own teammates, telling them how shit they are, that they missed their assignment, even though they missed theirs too. Good times, boys. And then one day, the RNG blesses you with a Galahorn, and then you make a post on LFG, and anyone that applied that didn't have a Galahorn, you could tell them to go fuck themselves. I miss standing on the tower, constantly getting harassed or spammed with game invites for raids or nightfalls, and then you finally accept one because you always know these are going to be a shit show. And then when you join one, the obvious happens. The shit show falls apart, and then a couple of your teammates get in a screaming match, and then the leader of the party boots you, and then return to orbit. You know what happened. And you just kind of have a little chuckle to yourself. I absolutely adore the original Destiny community and the toxicity they had. It just reminded me of the original Halo days or the original Modern Warfare 2 days. Not to that extent, but it was there. And I loved it. The original Destiny game was overhyped, underdeveloped, and truly lived up to its name, Vanilla Destiny. I couldn't imagine a more fitting name for the original Destiny. The cutscenes were cringe and boring, and most of the characters didn't even have a first name. The Speaker, Ghost, the Traveler, the Darkness. Like zero creativity, boys. It's a 7 at best, But the community and the experiences I had in this 7 of a game, those experiences are a 10. Anyways, these are my thoughts. Hopefully you can do me a solid and like and subscribe. You have any other times that you want to share in the comments down below? I'd love to hear it. Y'all have a great day. God bless.